In the air, on the ground, they're everywhere trying to keep the peace and find the killers who gunned down 3 young adults. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jim Sackett.
And I'm Kelley Dunn. It is a tense calm tonight on the streets of Fort Pierce as police beef up the number of patrol cars on the road. This in the wake of a night and day of violence. News Channel 5's Carolyn Scofield is live in Fort Pierce. And Carolyn, one night after gunfire rings out, are people staying off the streets or are they just very cautious?
Kelley, we've seen more police officers and deputies out and about than anyone else tonight. Now, I can tell you this substation here at Avenue D is the hub of operations, and even Police Chief Sean Baldwin is patrolling the streets to make sure no one else gets hurt. It's quiet tonight in Fort Pierce. The only sound is a steady hum of the sheriff's helicopter circling above. It's a stark contrast to just 24 hours ago when 2 shootings left 3 people dead. The helicopter above and the extra patrols below are all measures to make sure nothing else happens here.
So far, it's been a good night for us. This afternoon, we had some gang members that were running around the city, and we've been able to suppress that, so we're hoping for a quiet night.
Detectives are still investigating both shootings, but Fort Pierce Police Chief Sean Baldwin says they have enough information to think they could be gang-related. 18-year-old Anthony Elliott died in a shooting at North 17th Street and Avenue L. Just 3 hours later, 3 women were shot outside a home on 23rd Street. 20-year-old Olivia Maddox and 22-year-old Ashley Smith died from their injuries. The biggest concern for police is retaliation.
It's a huge concern. It's always a concern that, where there's 1 shooting, 2 shootings, that there'll be a 3rd or 4th shooting. And we've seen that over the last decade in Fort Pierce over and over again. So that's exactly what we're doing now, is trying to prevent another act of violence.
And so there will be extra patrols tonight, tomorrow, and at least through the end of the week to make sure what's quiet now stays that way. And Chief Baldwin says this is a joint effort between his police department, the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office, and St. Lucie Schools. There will be extra patrols tomorrow, both at the bus stops, both tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. And if anybody has any information on either shooting, they're asked to call Fort Pierce Police or Treasure Coast Crime Stoppers at 1-800-273-TIPS. Reporting live at Fort Pierce, Carolyn Scofield, WPTV News Channel 5.
Detectives are looking into whether those shootings were related to a big fight at a Fort Pierce High School today. 18 students started the day at Westwood High School, but ended it at the St. Lucie County Juvenile Detention Center in Fort Pierce. Officials tell us they will have plenty of extra security on hand when school resumes tomorrow morning. 17 boys and 1 girl were arrested. The school was placed on limited lockdown, and all after-school activities were canceled for the day.